Pray.
You know Francis Getcliffe, I believe. Hector Rose.
Why, yes, indeed.
We've met.
Allow me to bid you a very good afternoon. And now, my dear Elliot, perhaps you could enlighten us as to what our master has in mind.
I've no idea.
Dear me. Well, at least as his personal assistant, you should know whether anyone else has been summoned.
Well, I think not.
Oh, that makes us a very cosy party. Ah. Allow me, Minister.
No, no, thou shalt not tend another man's fire, nor proffer his drink. It's 11th and 12th commandment. Sterling fellows are miners, but they do seem to be bringing up a deal of slack. Perhaps we should try feeding him carrots. Good of you to come. Getcliffe? Vicky?
I won't deprive you, Minister.
Fibre, you know, good for the bowels, not to mention the teeth.
Nevertheless.
Ah, all the more for us, eh, Elliot?
I won't. Thank you, Minister.
Suit yourselves. See here, I won't pull the wool over your ears. The old man wants to go on the offensive. Question. Should we put all our resources into mass conventional bombing raids, or should we put some money on the Big Bang? It seems the scientists think they can come up with a bomb with the power of thousands of tons of TNT to do with fission or some sort of an atomic bomb. Am I right?
It's a possibility, but I hope it never becomes a reality.
Intelligence reports that the Germans are working on an atomic bomb. We've no alternative but to try to beat them to it.
Well, saving your presence, Getcliffe, I understand that the scientists are disagreeing amongst themselves, but some of them believe that the making of a super bomb is now just a matter of techniques.
Given unlimited resources, that's probably true.
The disagreement is about the best way of achieving it.
Saving your presence again, Getcliffe, in my experience, the only thing that the scientific fraternity is agreed upon is its need for unlimited resources to achieve improbable projects with interminable gestation periods.
Whoever gets this thing first will win the war.
People always think it's easier to win wars than I do. You'll allow the project's feasible?
In the long term?
Very well, then. We will put in hand the British Atomic Research Establishment. That's what we'll call it here, if you don't mind. You, Getcliffe, to hold a watching brief over all. You, Sir Hector, to administer the limited funds available, and you, Elliot, to head-hunt the scientists and engineers it will require.
Shame to say, I'm afraid of being killed.
Poor old Lewis. It isn't easy to accept one's nature.
I'm also simply terrified that we may lose.
Just so. But I go further than that. I have a premonition of what defeat in this war will bring. Not just the devastation, though that will be frightful, but the toll of human misery. A humiliated nation peopled by the dead and dispossessed. Men without work. Children without food. Women selling themselves for silk stockings and cigarettes. I dread that for my country, and scarcely less for Germany. Whoever wins, the outcome must be hideous beyond belief.
As I say, he's just nipped down the corridor, so he really shouldn't be more than a moment. Ah, here he is.
Martin.
Lewis.
I don't think you know my brother, do you? Martin Elliot, Gilbert Cook.
We've just introduced each other.
Yes, indeed.
Well.
Ah. Yes, well, I'll leave you to it.
Nice chap.
You'll never know what it cost him to leave us. He's inquisitive to a fault. How's Irene?
Very well.
I'm sorry I couldn't get to the wedding.
She thought it was because I'd ignored your fraternal advice.
Well, I hope you didn't.
You've a larger heart than that.
I still don't think she's the right wife for a scientist.
The thing is, I'm not a very good scientist.
I won't have that.
If you don't believe me, ask Walter Luke.
He's not infallible.
You already have? Well, he's right in this case. If the war hadn't come, the best I could have hoped for was a provincial university post. Mark you, that might be preferable to degaussing submarines in Rosyth.
I've had all the luck in our family.
I don't believe in luck to that extent. Which is to say, you've done very well for yourself.
Lewis, Martin,
Sir. Luke, how are you?
thoroughly pissed off. I've just been bawled out by some boring stuff shirt.
Nothing changes.
It does, you know, he was right. Well, what's all this about?
I think we'd better have a word in private.
Well, I shan't be able to keep a straight face if he's getting rid of you so as to tell me about Barford.
I'm not even supposed to know about the place.
Shall I go now?
What's the point? Well, as you know so much, you must know what I want to ask. Will you come in?
Why don't you rope in Martin here?
I would be grateful if you could get me into this project somehow. Really, very grateful.
What do you think you could bring to Barford?
I don't know. I only know I want to be a part of it.
I'll see what I can do. Yours is the name that keeps on cropping up.
Hell, I don't know. If I stay where I am, I can deliver a usable piece of hardware in what? 18 months? Get in with your lot and the war could be over before I do any good. I suppose Roy Calvert faced the same dilemma. But haven't you heard? He's volunteered for training as a bomber pilot.
Why didn't you tell me?
It was the one thing I couldn't tell you. I've nothing to keep from you now, you see. I came here tonight to tell you something that no one else knows. I'm going to get married.
To Rosalind?
You mustn't speak of it. I haven't asked her yet. I don't know whether she'll have me.
I think she might.
Excellent. You've always had a weakness for her yourself. Remember, I shall be a jealous husband. I need a child. I couldn't ask her, of course, until the other thing was settled. Oh, it'll be nice to have everything settled. Oh, how I hate the stars. Good night, old chap.
Thereafter, I can hold informed discussions without having threatened anyone's, inverted commas, amour propre. Close inverted commas, full stop. What a waste of life. No, don't put that down. People who are self-important really shouldn't be allowed access to classified material. It's bad for their characters and worse for the war effort. Yours, etc. Thank you, Miss Pelly. May I help you?
Yes, I arranged to meet Gilbert Cook for lunch.
He's with the minister.
Is it all right if I wait?
Please.
You must be Louis Elliot.
That's right.
I'm Margaret Davidson.
Not the daughter of Austin Davidson, the art critic. I meant it as a compliment.
It may be to him. I do happen to be a person in my own right.
Yes, of course. Forgive me. What do you do?
I'm working in the Treasury at the moment. Statistical analysis.
Don't depend on your father's reputation or his talents, then.
Not if I can help it. I suppose that makes me one of those damned feminists.
It's not a phrase I use.
But a thought you harbour? In your heart's core, perhaps?
Perhaps in my heart of hearts.
I see there's no need to introduce you.
No.
Hello, Gilbert.
Hello. Between Rose and our master, I'm fairly giddy with circumlocutions. But the long and the short of it is they want you to establish which of the two factions at Barford is more likely to deliver. There you are.
Right.
If I were you, I'd come and have a spot of lunch with us first.
Thanks, but I'd better sing for my supper.
Oh. All right. Well, it's up to you. Come on, old girl.
I hope we'll meet again.
I have a feeling we may.
I'm due to see Drawbell in the morning to discuss manpower and resources.
Rather you than me.
I'm going to make any sense. I better learn about the merits of the rival factions, haven't I?
I'm biased.
You're also my brother.
I could ask some people in for drinks, I suppose, including the two protagonists.
Luke and Rudd. Would they come?
I should think they'd fall over themselves to bend your ear.
Would Irene mind?
What on earth should she?
Well, I don't think she's over fond of me.
Not over fond of her. She's still my wife.
And what you say goes?
At the end of the day.
How do you do?
Yes, indeed. Hello.
Hello.
Now, what can I get you to drink?
Excuse me. Rudd, remember?
Vividly.
Please don't think I'm socially crass as a rule, but frankly, I can't afford to miss a good opportunity. I dare say you know I'm Drawbell's 2IC.
Yes, indeed.
Well, I'm pressing him hard, and I'll tell you for why. It's a matter
Walter,
of separating
Nora.
fissionable
I told you we should have got here sooner. Look at him go. Ask like a Rudd.
Hush now.
You see, it isn't as if I'm asking for anything out of the way, unlike some people here. No names, no patril. No, this isn't long-haired, on the contrary. All I want for my team is the manpower and resources to follow an established line of research, separating the isotope. Well, isn't that reasonable?
Where is our wandering girl tonight?
I know Irene would want me to apologize for her absence. She had some work to do. It must have taken her longer than she expected.
What a shame.
Hear about that?
Let me get you a drink. You haven't got one, have you?
Oh, thank you.
What would you like?
Shan't be long.
Right.
What have you got?
I've got the scotch, gin.
Poor sod.
He manages that sort of thing a great deal better than I ever did.
You too. You make me feel like some little brat with his nose pressed up against the window. I hate being outside. I want to see all the places, read all the books, and bed all the women. How do I do without hurting anyone?
I wish I knew.
You're not going to back that bastard Rudd, are you?
Well, it makes it all sound very simple.
Oh, it's simple, all right. On current form, it'll take about 400 years to produce up uranium-235 to do any good. I could give you a bloody bomb in a fraction of the time if only you'd concentrate on plutonium. A byproduct which the process produces in quantity. All you stuffed shirts have got to do is let us stand the whole thing on its head.
Yes, well, anyway.
Yes.
Where were we?
Well, you've seen what we're doing. What are you going to do to help?
You'll get your buildings.
Spectrograph?
Spectrograph, cyclotron, diffusion unit, centrifuge.
Good.
You'll probably get your money. Or most of it, too.
Better.
You won't get the scientists you want.
Why not?
They don't exist.
Strip the country.
You must know that every scientific establishment's been saying that. And most of them have been saying it longer than you.
It'll be a black day for this country if your superiors take the same hopeless attitude as you.
Then you must tell them.
I have. And I shall go on doing so at every possible opportunity. Well, how many scientists will we get? Oh, come on. I won't quote you.
Between 10 and 20, if you're lucky.
Well, that's better than a slap across the belly with a wet fish.
Well, presumably they'll all go to Rudd.
I don't doubt Rudd presumes so. But it's not good to let anyone think they're front runners.
Divide and rule.
Damn right. Besides, it doesn't matter who brings it off, so long as our side does.
In short, Drawbell's hedging his bets too.
More or less.
Well, what do we do?
Well, I think we've just got to back them.
Both of them?
Frankly, Minister, I'm inclined to think that Barford's rather less of a priority now that America's in the war. They've already assigned thousands of scientists to the job.
And nobbled a good many of ours.
I say I like it. I have my share of national pride. I merely say that it's realistic to pool our resources where feasible, instead of duplicating them.
Yes, but we can't abdicate on this one. Politically unacceptable. As it is, the Yanks and the Reds think they're running the whole show. And there's de Gaulle. I'm all for realism, but not at the price of mortgaging our future as a world power. I couldn't sell it to Winston anyhow.
Well, it's madness to develop both projects fully, even if we could afford to do so.
Solomon's choice, then, isn't it?
I don't follow you, Minister.
We don't give either of them all they want, just enough to keep them both ticking over, till we see which way the balloon jumps.
I'd be inclined to go along with that, at least for a while.
If you ask me, it's one way to achieve nothing and demoralise everybody.
Yes, well, passionate detachment has never been your strong suit.
Hello.
Hello.
It's good of you to come.
Good of you to ask me.
Come in. Let me take your coat.
How's Gilbert? Gilbert Cook.
Oh, fine. What'll it be?
What have you got?
Whiskey, sherry?
Whiskey, please. And a little water.
Ice?
Absolutely not.
Well,
Good health.
yes.
I suppose I'm not allowed to ask you how your work's going.
Well, you can ask. I'm not supposed to say.
Same here. Well, that's 4 topics of conversation we've exhausted in as many minutes. Oh, Louis.
I wasn't sure whether,
Yes, I know.
but from the very beginning.
There's something I've got to ask you. Now, before it's too late.
What?
When you were with your wife, you cared for her. I mean, you were protecting her. There wasn't any more to it, was there?
Not much.
I admire that. It also terrifies me.
Why?
Because it wasn't a relationship. You were standing on the outside. You must have been. Are you looking for the same thing again? Are you?
I hope not. I don't think so.
Well, no wonder they all say how articulate you are. You're not to think I'm rushing you.
It'll be difficult under the circumstances.
I don't want to tie you down to anything but that. I can bear any other tangle we get into. But if you just needed another waif to be kind to... You see, I shouldn't have had a chance. I should have lost already. I couldn't bear it. Don't drive me away.
Lady Moo was quite overcome when I told her we wanted to name the baby after her, as well as making her godmother.
Just so. People are absurdly easy to please. Muriel. She'll be pretty. Very pretty. Excellent.
Well, for Christ's sake, tell someone!
Hello, Walter. What are you doing here?
I'm trying to kick you Whitehall warriors into action. Well, we've been wanking about over here. The Yanks have got the Chicago pile damn near ready to run.
Well, I should hope so, the amount of men and money they've poured into it.
Listen, I'm your only hope now if you ever want a British bomb to be in the race.
What's the catch?
What you've got to do is to get the Canadians to set up a heavy water plant.
Well, the estimate's modest enough.
Forgive me, Minister, but is your own position entirely secure?
You know damn well it isn't.
Then I should remind you that the only consistent achievement of Barford to date has been to produce estimates which have proved to be hopelessly unrealistic.
You'd hand the whole thing to the Americans on a plate.
If I had my way, Luke and the rest of the lunatic fringe included.
No, I can't have that. Besides, I rather like Luke. I just wish these damn prima donnas had all row in the same boat. Any hope?
Precious little. They're equally passionate for and against, and about as equally divided.
Can't see the wood for the cooks, eh? Right. Get them together tomorrow. I'll go down there myself. Perhaps they'll talk sense to a layman.
What is it?
Nothing.
What's the matter? What have I done?
You've done nothing.
What's the matter?
It's nothing to do with us. But it soon will be if you're going to try and take the blame every time I'm worried about anything. That way you can ruin it all. And I won't have it.
Sorry. Am I forgiven?
No, it's getting cold. If you must know, I was wondering whether or not I had enough clothing coupons left to buy a new pair of shoes.
Can't you frighten the life out of me?
Oh, darling.
It's absurd to require me to submit a time scale.
Whatever it is, I'll halve it.
Oh.
Why do people ask such things?
Absolutely.
We're exploring the unknown.
You don't know it's going to work as a moderator, you.
There's precious little to chew in engineering.
If I may, Minister.
Please.
Martin Elliott, you may or may not know that I've been a member of Rudd's team for 6 months.
Yes?
For some time now, I've had my doubts about whether we've been working on entirely the right lines.
Bloody snake in the grass.
Isn't that rather unprofessional?
Rather.
In fact, and I'm sorry to have to state it publicly, I've reached the conclusion that Luke's scheme is the only way to achieve the result we all want.
Welcome aboard.
You're sure about this?
So sure that if you don't feel you can back Luke, I would urge you to close Barford down.
Well, I'm damned.
Was that wise?
I should think so.
Well, Rudd won't forgive you for it.
I'm sorry about that.
What about Drawbell? You've got to cross him.
I thought it out before I nailed my colours to Luke's mast.
I very much doubt whether the scheme will ever see the light of day.
It must.
Well, how many other people believe in it?
That doesn't matter. It's the way to do it.
Are you certain?
I'm sure of it.
But you weren't when we first discussed it.
No, I wasn't.
How long have you been sure?
Not long.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
You do like our daughter.
Very much.
You're not unhappy with me.
On the contrary.
You're crying.
I shall go on until you tell me what it is.
It's a long story. No one but Lewis understands it all. I've been miserable for years. It's nothing to do with anything else or anybody. It's just my nature. Me. And the fact that there's no reason. But it's worse than being mad. I've struggled, but there's no escape. There doesn't seem to be much point in things. I might as well be eliminated. That's why I chose to fly. Nowadays, it doesn't always seem such a good idea. See, I'm caught again. With you and with the baby. But I don't have to worry this time. Because there's nothing to do.
Oh, I ought to get up.
No need. It was after 3 when you got in.
I used to be able to work all night and feel fine in the morning. Must be getting past it.
That's what it is.
I'd have to agree with such alacrity. What did you do when I was toiling the corridors of power?
I looked in on Gilbert's party.
Anyone there?
There was a party.
I meant anyone in particular.
Yes, as a matter of fact. A man called Geoffrey Hollis, a children's doctor.
Sounds deadly.
He's not much your sort.
What's he like?
A bachelor. Shy.
In need of the love of a good woman?
I should say so.
Thinking of volunteering?
Got my hands full, haven't I? Haven't I?
time we talked.
Not if you don't want to.
We ought to talk about getting married.
No. I want you. But I want you in your freedom.
No two people could be less alike than you and Sheila.
I'm glad. But you're not free of remorse yet, are you?
It's not that so much.
Yes?
No. The first hint of unhappiness will just go to pieces.
I accept that. What's harder to accept is that sometimes you remember her with joy.
She was less earthbound than I was. So although much of it, or most of it, a part of it...
I'm not sure I can compete with the ghost of a first love.
You don't have to. You just allow that sometimes it still casts a shadow.
But are you getting free?
Give me time.
Do you really want to be? Oh. Talk about you driving me away. I do mean to be good, but I don't find it easy. I can't forget myself enough. I want too many things for that.
Yes, well, I wouldn't do for everybody either.
No, but you can match me. All along the line. You're the first person I've ever known who could do that. If only you would. I know you've been through a lot.
If only I'd met you before.
No, we met when we did. This is the only time together we shall have.
I might have been more...
No! You're always trying to slip out of the present, and I won't have it. Oh, love, don't worry. There's time enough for us to work things out. I'm not very patient. You know that now. But I will be.
Ethel, you'd better be.
I'm afraid Rosalind's failed to save me from myself. It was good of you to help her try, though.
Why?
Better leave it. Much better to leave it.
No, I must know.
Just so.
I didn't say much when you chose to get yourself killed.
I got tired of struggling. I thought it was time for me to resign.
Well, that was too clear. I hadn't the heart to speak then. But I didn't understand one thing. Why did you make that particular choice? Why did you decide to go and fly? Was it because of that night when I told you it was the most dangerous job in this war?
It was only a chance. We happened to be talking. If I hadn't met you that night, I would have asked someone else. We happened to be talking, that's all.
But what I said decided you.
Yes.
You might have spared me that.
Look, I wasn't mad when I decided to throw in my hand. In fact, I was frightfully lucid. Perhaps if everyone was as lucid as that, they'd throw in their hand, too. I always thought that you covered your eyes at the last minute. Otherwise, why should you go on? Hmm? You'll always have a bit of idiot hope, won't you? I'm glad that you always will.
Sometimes I think you have. Deeper than your thoughts.
It's inconvenient if I have it now. What would have happened to me, Lewis, if there hadn't been a war? I don't know. I don't think it would have made much difference. I should have come to a bad end. It makes things a bit sharper, that's all. One can't change one's mind. It holds one to it. That's all.
Is it true that Sheila killed herself?
What do you mean?
I heard it last night. For the first time. Is it true?
Yes.
It's incredible that you should have kept it from me.
I didn't want it to hang over.
What sort of a life are we supposed to be living?
Who told you?
Gilbert Cook.
I won't tolerate it. I'll get rid of him. I won't have him near me.
You can't get rid of Gilbert.
Don't you tell me what I can do.
You're pretending that Gilbert was acting out of malice.
I know more of men like Gilbert than you ever will, and a damn sight more about malice.
This has nothing to do with either. You issue bulletins about yourself. You don't want anyone else to find you out. That's what's maddened you about Gilbert. And you're the same with me.
That's arrant nonsense.
How dare you spend 6 months hiding from me the fact that your wife committed suicide? Oh, you're unselfish with anyone who doesn't want anything from you. But with anyone who does, you're cruel to a degree. Because one never knows when you're going to be secretive. When you're going to withdraw. You're wonderful with people who don't matter. But you'll break the heart of anyone who loves you. I might be able to stand it. I might not even mind that so much if you weren't doing yourself such harm.
That's enough!
Before we started, I asked you what you wanted from me.
Yes?
You said you didn't want anything one-sided. You didn't want the past all over again.
Yes, I said that.
I believed you.
Me and my crew have just been moved to a new aerodrome. They don't want us to see our losses. If we started with 30 aeroplanes and noticed that 2 didn't come back each night, we might much like it. Because we have to make 30 trips before they give us a rest. Not very long odds, are they? Just so. Ooh, I like to see this mist. It's been a beautiful day. Oh, not so aesthetic. I mean, as long as this weather lasts, we won't have to fly. But some nights I'm pretty certain I'm not coming back. I want to ask them to let me stay at home. I feel like saying I can't go through with it once again. Those nights I feel sure I'm going to die. It's ridiculous. I couldn't face my life. And having made it inevitable, I'm afraid of my death. Isn't that ridiculous, wouldn't you say?
The amount of industrial effort invested in bombers is about twice what those same bombers can destroy. Bombing crews are first-class troops. Their training is very long and very expensive. Their mental and physical standards higher than that of any other arm in the services. For every member of an air crew killed, we might hope to kill 3 or 4 civilians. It's not business. It's not war. It doesn't begin to make any sense. And anyone who believes in this bloody nonsense will believe in anything.
Oh, that's definite enough. Are you agreed, Elliot?
Absolutely.
Sir Hector?
On balance, taken all in all.
You mean you agree, but you'd like to see it all wrapped up in parliamentary language?
Broadly.
I should make it clear, sir, we're not arguing simply against massed conventional bombing.
No. We're arguing for resources to be switched to Luke and Barford as the only hope of winning this war in the foreseeable future.
Well, I shall just have to try to sell that view in Cabinet, won't I? Oh, help yourself to bickies.
You've lost.
Inevitably.
Well, I thought it was a wholly convincing exposition.
Indeed. Oh, even had it been expressed more diplomatically, it wouldn't sit with the military, and in the current climate, they are in a position to carry the cabinet.
I'm on my way out.
It's not necessarily. The fact is, our master's stock is going down. That's nothing new. Ministers go in and out of favour, as well as in and out of office, which indeed is one of the reasons why it doesn't do to identify with them too closely.
Spoken like a civil servant.
My dear Elliot, I am a civil servant. A permanent civil servant to boot. And unlike you intemperate temporaries, I've learned that, splendid as it sounds, commitment tends to express itself in want of balance, often allied to personal aggression and always exercised with singular lack of finesse. Rose, a moment. It's for you.
Lewis Elliot.
Lewis, it's happened.
Oh, my dear. Oh, I'm so sorry. Is there anything I can do? No. Yes? Yes, of course. Roy's been killed. Over Berlin. Excuse me.
Lewis?
Margaret? Your usual?
Thank you. About Roy. I know what you're going through. I'd like to comfort you. You want to be alone, don't you? I'm less than no help to you.
Why here?
You must know. I hope you know. I'm going to get married.
Who to?
Geoffrey Hollis.
Shy bachelor and children's specialist.
You remember?
I remember.
He's a nice man. I don't expect so much again.
I'm sorry.
It's settled. Neither of us could bear it if it wasn't, could we?
Do you have to summon me here to tell me that?
Don't you think it would have been easier for me to write? I couldn't let you get news like that when you were by yourself.
Now who's looking after people?
You know, you've done everything for me. You've given me confidence I should never have had. You've taken so many of the fears away. I wish you could say the same. I hope all goes well with you.
Still at it?
Just clearing up a few things, Minister. Oh.
I think the Cabinet's going to back Mr. Toad.
You managed to persuade them.
What Tip-Tip was the PM has just heard that the Chicago pile has run. They can barely light a torch to it yet, but he couldn't bear the thought of them getting too far ahead.
That's marvellous.
No, we mustn't count our eggs before they're hatched, but I think it's in the bag. Have you dined?
Not yet.
Good. I shall take you to Pratt's. One of these days, those chaps are going to blow us all up. It's funny about those chaps. I used to think the scientists were supermen, but they're not supermen, are they? Some of them are brilliant, I grant you that, but between you and me, Elliot, a good many of them are like garage hands. Those chaps are going to blow us all up.
A good many of them have more imagination than most of your colleagues.
Well, that's a fact. Our fellows can't make much difference to the world while those chaps can, but the question is, you know, when they've finished, will it be a better world, do you think?
I think it might. Well, not for you. Well, certainly not for me and my kind. But for 90% of the human race.
I don't trust them. Thank you. By the by, I liked the look of that brother of yours. He really let the cat in the china shop, you know, that afternoon at Barford, speaking out like that. Just as well he did, as we might not have seen the red light in time. If they'd gone on crabbing Luke, I couldn't have saved the situation. Never mind, Elliot, we did save the situation, and now it's up to Luke and that brother of yours not to let us down.
I don't think they will.
Well, enjoy the moment, eh? Isn't it nice to be winning? Can I drop you anywhere?
I think I'll walk a bit.
Good man.
Thank you, sir.
Corner of Eaton Place and Elizabeth Street, if you please. Good night.
Good night. And thank you for dinner.
My pleasure. Isn't it nice to be winning?